Hey, how's it going guys? Jack and Matt here with the Toasty Bros, and today we're actually doing a $1,000 build guide mid-2022, and these are parts that you can definitely get.
And yeah, that graphics card is new and in stock, an RX 6600, and we got 12th gen Intel with RGB and an awesome case from today's sponsor, NEWEGG. They were nice enough to sponsor this build guide and send over their DF800 Flux, which is a very high cooling case with a ton of awesome RGB. We'll be talking more about that later on the build. Big thanks again to NEWEGG for sponsoring this build. They sponsor a bunch of different builds on the channel, and we like to work with them because they have awesome cases for the money. So link down below to check those out. But let's not waste any more time and take a look at all the individual parts and how it makes up this awesome build guide. It's all new, it's great, it's amazing.
This is the 12th gen i5 12400. So this specific 12400 actually has integrated graphics. You could buy an F, sometimes they're cheaper, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're actually kind of hard to find. But I mean, just look at this beautiful thing. It's gonna be going in a brand new B660 motherboard, which we'll get to in a second. One thing to keep in mind is if you're excited about 12th gen and having the efficiency cores and the performance cores, this is more like a 10400 because it does not have efficiency cores, just plain Jane performance cores, 6-core 12 thread, what you're used to, but it is quite a bit more powerful than the 10th gen i5. And to cool that processor, we have the Freezer i35A RGB, and look at that, it is 1200 and 1700 ready. So big thanks to Arctic for sending over this cooler to help keep this thing nice and chilly. And for the motherboard, we have this Gigabyte B660 Gaming XAX. So this is a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth motherboard, the latest protocols. And on top of that, we could have saved some money. We could have gone with like a, you know, the DS3H or something like that, but we were like, no, we want to spend a little bit of extra money because we had it left over. I mean, $1,000, why not go with a full-size board that has extra M.2s on it? We have extra PCI lanes, we got 4 RAM slots. We basically have a lot of room for upgrade. And on top of that, if you ever really wanted to, you could go with the K processor down the road. And now for RAM, we have this XPG Spectrix D60G, which is 2 8GB sticks at 3200 megahertz. It's RGB. Honestly, this is just some of the cheapest DDR4 you can get. And DDR4 is DDR4 for the most part. You usually don't ever have any incompatibility issues. One thing to keep in mind is this motherboard, as you can see, it says in big, big letters DDR4. And that's because you can get these boards in DDR4 or DDR5. 12th gen is compatible with both the processors, but that does not mean the motherboard is. So make sure you choose your motherboard and RAM accordingly. Now, of course, 12th gen means that all 12th gen does support Gen 4 and even Gen 5 once it actually is out. So we do have this Western Digital Black Gen 4 1TB NVMe SSD, and it was a really good deal, under $100. But yeah, Western Digital Black drives, they're kind of just a no-brainer. I mean, we got some insane read and write speeds here, so definitely happy to be using it on this nice board.
Now look at this, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe I'm saying this. This is a graphics card at a reasonable price. This is the Gigabyte RX 6600, which we picked up from NEWEGG for about $360. That's an absolute steal right now. It's getting really, really close to those MSRPs that, you know, people think are fake. MSRPs, they're scams. Anyways, RX 6600, awesome 1080p card, even 1440p if you want to, and it is PCI 4 and has 8 gigs of VRAM. So all the latest and greatest, you'll have no problems whatsoever running on this graphics card. And of course, for the power supply, we have the EVGA 600GD, 80 plus gold, 600 watts, more than enough for this PC build, and some upgrades in the future if you want to throw in a better graphics card. And we also got some sleeve cables from Asia Horse. I could have gone with just basic white or black, but I decided, actually, you know what, there's overhead footage for this, but I'm gonna open it anyways. They are black and gray. They look pretty clean. It'll be very minimal inside this case, but we're really trying to just focus on the RGB inside the DF800 Flux. Now, for those who don't know, the Flux lineup is all about airflow, but they do it a little bit differently. We have some mesh up front for these 3 RGB fans built in, but it does include this reversible fan. Reversible, it's not reversible, it's reverse. It's a reverse blade fan, which if I can open up the side panel, I can show you how it works. That is right here, and you install it on the power supply basement so you can get some fresh air from the back side panel. As you can see on the other side, there is a vent right here, so you can pull fresh air in and give it to your graphics card to get better temperatures. It's worked really well in all the builds that we've used with the Flux name, so we've been very excited to build in all the different versions that they have, and the DF800 looks really good, and they normally come in around $70, so it's a very good value, especially with all the RGB included, and it has good airflow, so you really can't complain. So check out this case and all the parts and links down below. But yeah, let's just not waste any more time, put this thing together and dive into some gaming.
All right, guys, this is Apex Legends. We're actually playing arenas, and as you can see, 1920 by 1080, full FOV, and we're basically on high settings. We have very high for the texture streaming budget, but high settings nonetheless. And this thing is getting, wow, look at that, 170-ish FPS. So this is gonna be really good for obviously 144 hertz, and this also unlocks a whole new refresh rate. You could be playing at 165 hertz, which is another pretty common one. And then if we lower some settings, 240 hertz is definitely not out of the picture.
Yeah, running max on Apex and getting 100 plus FPS is pretty impressive.
Pretty crazy, especially for like $1,000 budget.
$1,000. Never thought I'd see this. We've had years. The shortage has been killing us. But yeah, you could definitely go with the higher end GPU as well with the i5-12400, as Jackson is trying to he got them.
He dead.
They're done. Yeah, you can definitely go with the higher end GPU, the 12400, or if you want to go actual 12th gen with DDR5, you can go up to the 12600K, 6600 XT, and you might be looking at like $1,500–$1,600.
Easy.
Still a very good price build.
And the best part is, I mean, the 12400, you know, we're often pretty conservative when we recommend GPU upgrades because the last thing we want is backlash for bottleneck, but I think the 12400 can comfortably handle like a 3070, 6800 XT.
Easy peasy.
Pretty comfortable.
And those temperatures are looking really good from that Arctic cooler. I mean, we're getting 38, 40C.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
And again, the CPU for some reason just barely
needs to
It's definitely really pushing. I mean, this is just to show you how good of a GPU could go with.
Yes.
The CPU is not even stretching its legs.
All right, I want McAllister to do something other than the squirrel. It needs to be a whole new thing.
Really?
Yes. He needs to come up with something different.
You think you can really handle that?
Oh wait, no, listen. I want McAllister to go in front of a green screen and dance like the squirrel. If he hits a crazy shot, that's happening.
There's no way he does it, though.
He's gonna do it.
I am of no help. This mouse still feels way too sensitive for me.
Oh, McAllister dancing moment. Oh, you just made it even harder.
I think this is it for me.
I think he's pretty low too. Oh, McAllister, dance right now.
My teammates were giving me the shields.
McAllister, dance right now. Come on.
Why is he running?
Why is he not 10? But hey, Apex Legends, very high, pretty much high settings, 1080p, no problems whatsoever.
You could even do some 1440p on this, no problem.
All right, let's try another game. All right, guys, we are now in Halo Infinite on medium settings using the quick play, and oh my gosh, they want to kill me. They want me. But getting 100 FPS so far. Definitely could go high settings if you want to, but we were trying to aim for that high. I got double killed.
He's at the battle rifle. You got this.
I'm missing. I got him.
Little Honey's got it. Little Honey.
Oh, we had a little bit of a lag spike there. You did not see that. But yeah, overall, I mean, this is working pretty good so far. Oh, here we go.
This thing definitely, one thing that's interesting in Halo is it's really holding around 100 really well.
I can't hit my snipes though. Yeah, it's definitely holding around 100. We still are GPU bound. We're getting close to 100% there. So again, more headroom with that 12400. Even in a $1,000 build, it's always good to have a little bit of headroom to upgrade in the future, having to replace the motherboard, the CPU, and all that sort of stuff. This game is definitely using much more CPU than other games. We're looking at like 80% usage, which is, grenade! Oh, I ran off my grenade. Which is definitely a little bit higher. So if you're doing a lot of background tasks, if you're probably doing streaming, probably going to that 12600K would be a good option. But if you're just purely gaming, I mean, there's really nothing to worry about.
We're definitely eating up our RAM. Definitely go 16 gigs.
16 gigs, baby. Oh, I don't have melee bound to there. Oh, I thought it was that.
Ken just ran into him and kissed him. You're like,
oh! That grenade was really gonna get me. I had my time to shine, and now Steal Your Girl didn't save me. God damn. But yeah, Halo Infinite, it's playable. I'm gonna go get a good run here. It looks like we're getting destroyed. Like, we have not controlled the points once, so.
One thing to keep in mind about Halo Infinite, and I will see this, I think, in future games as well, is it does require you to actually have 4 gigs of VRAM. and it's not like a, oh, you know, it won't run well if it doesn't have 4. It's like it literally will not launch the game.
Yep.
And that's something that, you know, we've kind of slowly started seeing more is like certain games won't even try to run. They're just like, no, you just straight up can't launch it. So luckily we got 8 gigs of VRAM.
Future-proof.
That's really how these start too. I mean, the 6600, because we're just gonna act like the 6500 doesn't exist. It's pretty much like the lowest in like new AMD card you can get, and it starts at 8 gigs. It only goes up from there.
All right, come on guys, I want to lose this game because this is gonna take forever. Oh, we're capping, we're scoring. What's the top rank in Halo? I don't know Melee. I don't know what it is.
I think it's only one of each.
All right, so we lost. It's over. Defeated. But yeah, Halo Infinite, definitely playable. Now we're going to see if Jackson can play some Warzone.
All right, guys, we're now loading into Warzone. As you can see, we're on kind of like a pretty mixed settings. We're definitely not by like on high settings by any means. We're more of on like a performance mode slash decent graphics. You guys can kind of look through the settings and take this for what you will, just because it's not like a certain preset at the moment. But I mean, right now we're getting 130 FPS in the dropship. You gotta remember, the dropship in most battle royales is typically, oh my god, I didn't know how to jump. The dropship in most battle royales is where you're loading in most of the textures. It's basically like a chance for battle royales to load the game up for you. So most of the time when you're dropping in and when you're on the ship, you're gonna be getting a lot of FPS drop. Uh-oh, this guy does not want the heat. The guy wanted the heat way too well. He really wanted the heat. But yeah, I mean, we're looking pretty good in tighter areas like this where you don't have like tons of textures to load in. You're definitely gonna be getting over your 144 FPS needed for the high refresh rates out there, but you could obviously lower quite a few settings. We're just using what the game kind of recommends, which most games, they want their game to look good. They also want to run good, so they're gonna go for a mixture of decent FPS and also decent graphics. But if you really wanna just focus on getting competitive FPS, then you can definitely do that. And I'm not good at this game, so I could very well just lose this.
This is the dub. I believe in it. The guy is AFK. Wow. It worked out
easy.
Easy.
Dude, I told you I was gonna win that. Easy. He didn't even know where I'm coming from, dude.
Oh,
God, that was scary.
Oh, he did it.
I don't like this game.
This game is too crazy.
But yeah, so I mean, Warzone definitely playable. You could definitely get to the competitive scene even with a computer this cheap. A lot of people think you gotta spend lots of money, but you really don't.
Oh, so it's dry. Oh, he's shooting them hot. Oh, on your right too. Oh, this is getting sweaty. Oh, who sniped him? What happened? Oh, he's just looking at you.
Oh my god, dude.
That seemed a lot sweatier than it was.
Yeah, it did, it did. Yeah, I bet that felt good to him though. He was like,
all right, guys, we are now in everyone's favorite game, Fortnite. And yeah, we're dropping in. We are on performance mode. Performance mode on higher end systems is kind of hit or miss. Sometimes it actually makes it worse. So it's just something to keep in mind. If you're going performance mode and you experience some lag issues, you might want to just go back to Epic View just since everything else on low. As you can tell, we're having some weird issues dropping in. So we're gonna let everything settle out and see. If we're getting 30 to 40 FPS, then there definitely is a problem. So we'll go ahead and land in. Here we go.
watch, as soon as you land 500.
I know this was gonna happen. Performance mode, man, it's just so weird. Landed, FPS is getting a little better. It's still kind of weird. The dips are pretty, well, bad.
I know what the problem is. You need to kill this guy, and then it'll settle out.
If I kill him, it will definitely boost.
Matt, you shotgun. You cannot. Okay, I was gonna say.
I was not gonna lose to him. All right, I got the kill.
He was walking.
That would have been really bad. Let's go hide back here real quick. But yeah, the FPS is kind of all over the place, so I would definitely just not mess with performance mode because it's kind of a mess.
It doesn't really make sense. Performance mode is really meant for like
really low end systems.
Yeah, low end systems that absolutely need it. If you got a decent system, really like we like press settings and all, but if you got a system like this, you really could crank some higher settings on it. Oh. Being shot by 2 people. Can you win this fight?
No. Oh, how much HP do you have? It's 35 HP. But yeah, there we go. Fortnite, no builds. It's kind of sweaty. You get some real game. Yeah, look at that. It's basically his replacement for building. But yeah, the FPS is all over the place in performance mode, so that's kind of weird. But overall, this system I think is really awesome for the money. $1,000. Woo! Really awesome PC, and I'm glad we can do build guides like this. Let's go and wrap this video up real quick.
All right, guys, so we have now checked out that gaming PC, and as you can see, it's pretty baller. It really did work out really well. For $1,000, you really cannot beat it right now, and prices are dropping even more. And by the time this video goes live, who knows, maybe this card will be even cheaper than we were able to get it, because it is still not quite hit the suggested MSRP, but it is very close.
So if you guys want to pick up any of the parts from this build, links in the description down below will be affiliate links and will help us out. We'll try to leave as many link options as you can, so if you're trying to find the best absolute price, you know, definitely check those links down below and hump between multiple retailers.
So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros, and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
And hey, this build will actually be for sale at our PC selling business, PCBros.tech. So if you want this build or any other kind of build, you want to have a custom build done, make sure you check it out.
PCBros.tech are sell gaming PCs like this one or custom ones that you can buy, well, off the shelf. So do that. Check out our website, PCBros.tech. See you guys later. Goodbye.